Well, we're back. We're so excited. Um, I'm just really I'm very humbled by my wonderful nephew, great nephew, Bradley Scott Rainwater, and his dear friend Enoch. Enoch is a friend of Bradley's, and I wanted to have them together. Wherever you see one, you seem to see the other. So I thought it wouldn't be right to not have the other. I call them the what do I call you guys? The yin and yang. That's right. Uh, and it sticks because wherever you see one, you usually will see the other one not too far off. Okay. So, anyways, we talked about our last segment about Bradley. Bradley is someone who was born without sight, and he's done amazing things with his life, regardless. And obviously, that's an interesting journey, and I've got some questions that I wanted to pose to him because last time it was a great interview, but I also didn't ask him some of the poignant questions about his sight, but I'd like to. And one of the things that Bradley, I wanted to ask you about is, does it get, do you ever get to the point where sometimes it seems overwhelming because you want to do so much in your life, and yet sometimes are you sometimes wanting to not be having this challenge in your life, and is that struggle, or is that something that you just have said that one day I'm done with this? I mean, what are the progressions in your own mind and in your own life about dealing with not being able to see?
Yeah, so honestly, there's a lot going into that. Yes, the short answer is yes. I do feel, some of those emotions like you had described, but not necessarily for the reasons that you had described them as. So, like, for example, like, yes, there definitely is some, like, discouragement and some stuff like that involved, but not necessarily for the reason of, not having sight. It would probably be more along the lines of not being able to do enough. So, I mean, regardless of what I do or what I aim to do, I always am looking for more. And when that doesn't happen, there's definitely that element of
Hmm.
disappointment and things. But
Because you're so driven.
right,
Okay. Wow, that's interesting. Okay. So he's he is a man. I can be honest with you. He's a man that just has passion about accomplishing things, and yeah, he's not a guy that will deal with idle mindedness very well long term. Okay, that's great. If you had the opportunity, and you know, because so many things are happening now in the world today,
hmm
and medical advances are coming, if you had the opportunity for an operation that would allow you to give you some vision, would you be open to that?
yeah. So I mean, I've got asked that question a lot by a lot of different people. And my answer has pretty much been the same every time, and in the sense that I don't think I would, because just the things that have helped shape me and the people that have shaped me have to do with the circumstances that I've been in and been through, and to take anything like that away and to change anything like that would, I think, rob God of one of the ways He works, in the sense that I was born this way, and this is how God made me, and to change that because of my will and or my choices would would feel wrong. So I mean, unless I got the strong sense that this is where God was taking me, I don't think I could do that.
Wow, that's amazing. So you really truly believe, and I see it every day in your life. You really truly believe that God is leading you every day in a new opportunity and a new challenge, and that he's using this as an opportunity to witness. That's right.
I do. I really,
Yeah.
Sometimes I obviously don't measure up to what he wants me to be, but that's my goal every day. When I wake up, I want to be who he wants me to be, and if that's living the life I live without sight or living through some of the stuff I've lived through, then I'll do it.
Great. Well, um, I call him Big E here. Tell us where you met Bradley, and kind of what this relationship, how it began and how it's evolved. Um, and Enoch, you are. I mean, you guys are the yin and yang for sure. But what was it that caused you to develop this? I know it was young. It was in sixth grade or something. Okay, go ahead.
So we were in sixth grade, and Bradley had a usual guide up through that point. She happened to be gone one day, and I thought this could be fun. Let's see what it's like to work with a blind person. Sixth grade me was like, yeah, I volunteer. I'll help. I'll take him to recess or I think it was gym.
So it was interest at first?
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Interest.
Yeah.
Like, let's see what happens. So we go. And obviously I'm just that good. So, it's kind of just where it started and where it's been the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
Like on a daily basis, I feel like we're just reliving that moment, just seeing where life takes us. Because I didn't know what was going to come of that.
Yeah. You guys got an apartment together.
This is true.
That's cool. That brings some interesting stories, right? Yeah.
It's a great time.
But something beyond the interest has developed between you and Bradley. What is that? Besides just the yin and yang, what is it that? It's part of the yin and yang. But what is the thing that you could kind of encapsulate why you guys have gotten so close as friends?
No, I can't put a finger on it. Like it just kind of happened, for lack of a better term. I don't know why we work so well together, but we do.
Yeah.
And that's the way it was meant. I'm assuming God has a plan for both of us somewhere down the line.
Yeah.
Maybe we're already there. But I feel that we were put together for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll just follow this road.
What's some of the reasons?
Good question.
I mean, I would probably, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what God has in store for me or him. And for me to guess is kind of getting into some murky territory because, I wouldn't want to put words in his mouth, obviously. But
yeah,
I don't know. I'm just thankful and I feel blessed to have the opportunity.
What would life be without each other? Just in terms of a friendship.
No idea.
Couldn't tell you. We've known each other for so long. It's insane to think about us without each other.
Yeah. In what ways has he helped you, Bradley?
He is just the person who is there 24/7. Good, bad, ugly, funny, whatever. He's like you had previously stated. I mean, he's wherever he's at, I'm at. Wherever I'm at, he's pretty much there. So it's just an almost a brother type relationship.
Yeah. And you?
Yeah, that's what it is. What it is.
Yeah.
And it's a sense of like true friendship.
Yeah.
Where it's like having a companion that is constantly there. It's like your dog following you.
Oh, okay. Now you're taking it to a different one. But you guys both had girlfriends, and have been able to share through those experiences. Some have been better than others, I'm sure. But it's just cool to see you guys. The camaraderie, just you being here at the house this week has been. My wife and I were talking about it. It's very joyful because we have each other, but we don't have kids anymore living with us, so it's like we kind of adopted you guys in. But it just seems like a real special relationship between the two of you, and I know Candy, Brad, and his parents. I know your mom. Uh, they see that as a very special relationship that they love to see because Bradley could do this. He's independent enough; he could do it. But God's given him a gift in you, I think, to share life with. And then, is that right?
Yeah, I mean, I could do it. I don't know that I'd want to.
Yeah, right.
Like, there's just that element to it. I mean, it could happen. I just have no interest in in that
Going
life
it alone
without this guy.
Yeah, and some people do, and that's too bad because, again, you shouldn't feel like you can't develop friendships and relationships just because you're challenged, in some way. And like I said, those challenges could be a lot of things. Um, it could be somebody's got. In my case, we deal with veterans and they don't have anything from their waist down, but we build friendships, and it's veterans, it's seniors, it's young people like yourself who've gotten an accident. They have no feeling on their waist down, and um, but we have developed in our housing. We've developed 4 guys on one side and 4 women on the other side, and they become family. Much more so than I had realized. We were looking at the caregiving aspect, but they do Christmas together. They do Thanksgiving. They do uh, all these really neat holidays, our birthdays. They have somebody that will share that with them. And I look at that in the same relationship with you guys. Um, you've shared all those really special memories,
Yeah.
of holidays and coming to Nashville, Tennessee on a flight. Um, so those are pretty cool things. Yeah.
I would agree. I mean, just doing life together is fun, and it's an adventure every day.
Yeah.
It's never the same, never dull.
One of these days, I'll teach you guys how to really play euchre, and it'd be a lot of fun.
Didn't you lose the other day?
Yeah, but we beat you in Rook.
Yes, you did.
Yeah,
But-
I can't speak to that.
But it's been just a great experience to have these two here and to watch them interact with each other. Obviously, tell us about your working situation and career or whatever.
Working
Yes,
situation.
yes.
I work at Kroger.
Yeah. What do you do at Kroger?
I run a pickup department,
Okay.
which I fall into a weird position between a store manager and like a department head. So
Okay.
I have to manage the tasks of the store while keeping my department afloat. Luckily, I'm on a vacation week right now, so I can visit you down here. But
Yeah.
even with that being said, I
Yeah.
get called upon. Which,
You're still responsible.
Yeah.
I've noticed that, just in you being here, you're still very responsible to respond as needed. um, I know Booker is he's our producer, and I thank him very much for doing all these podcasts with me. I'm looking out and seeing our pond here, and if we don't get it this time, we'll have to get you guys the fishing poles. He's the big fisherman of the gang. Booker is, but got some nice smallmouth bass here. So I'm gonna get Booker down here eventually to come show me how to fish, really. But this is this is the place where I think dreams and stories should be told. It's a beautiful aspect of life that God's given my wife and I, and so I say all that to say your story is right now a part of this Leaving Your Life Imprint book, because you're leaving imprints not only with each other, but you're leaving a story that people will be able to go on YouTube and see this and realize, hey, I haven't really thought about that maybe I'm isolating myself too much from people. Because most of the people that we have in our homes, they are people that have been alone. They've been all by themselves. And all of a sudden the light starts to come back on in their life. And I love that we're providing not only a service to making sure they can build as much independence as possible, but they're also building an interdependence and building relationships with lifelong friends.
Right, and I think there is a big aspect of that like you're saying, like if you're isolated, if you're alone, it's a lot more difficult to be who you're supposed to be when it's just you. I mean, without those core pieces around you. I mean, whether you're religious or not, I mean, just the personal relationships with people can greatly affect how, I mean, you're seen in the public eye and how you see yourself, I think.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. God didn't want us to be alone,
No.
you know, and so, and especially in nowadays when you see young people do atrocious things like end of life, ending their life before they have an opportunity to really experience it.
Mm.
It's very challenging to me as a therapist, as a dad, to see kids do end of life things because they're popping balloons of hope, and a lot of that is they're alone, or they're being made fun of, or they're you know
Right.
being bullied, and all of that. And so, I guess what I'm saying is it's more powerful than just us three talking about um, a challenge that Bradley has that he's overcome. It's the relationship. It's building that relationship with God. It's building a relationship with others.
I would
And
agree.
so that's what I love about doing these podcasts is helping people realize that they're giving life to other people by their story. And
Definitely.
that's why I do it. I don't have any monetary. I do ask them to give, if they can, a donation. They get a book, but this thing that people are watching, and that God put on my heart to help people that are alone to have. That's where the money goes. It's to help them. God's blessed me, but I use this platform to raise money to help others that are in need, and that whether that's an ex-veteran that's by himself, or it's somebody who has a disability, or they think they have a disability, whatever that challenge is, I want them to know that their own story has the ability, in listening to you, Bradley, today, that they can make something of their life. And here you are, 20 years old. I can't imagine what the next 10 years will look like, because you grab a hold of those challenges and opportunities, and you make good use of them.
Yeah, for sure. And I just really quick want to just rehash what you had said about just my view on life. And I would say that's really shaped by my. It was an old joke that we had in our family. My grandpa said that can't was not allowed in our vocabulary. It really wasn't a word that could be uttered in the house. Um, no, but and the aspect and the notion of just not quitting, and no matter how dark or bad things might seem at the time, there will be a change. It might not be soon. It might not be what you think it is, but it will happen, and things will get better. It's just it's the journey of getting there, and it's the aspects of life that teach you how to get to that point.
Mm-hmm. So, in closing, how does your mom look at this relationship between you and Bradley?
At this point, it's as you've adopted us into your family, she's adopted him into ours.
Okay.
And it's like a brotherhood. It's
Yeah.
just a bond that's inseparable.
Yeah. Yeah. It's in watching you two, it reminds me of my best friend. One. I mean, I have a lot of great friends, but I do have a friend since childhood. His name's Greg Gardner, and so it really, when I think about you guys, it reminds me a lot of my friend. A lot of jesting and pushing to the level our competitiveness and having fun with it. Though it's great. Well, we're going to conclude by just saying, leaving your life imprint. And what we may do at some point, if Bradley has the opportunity, maybe we'll get him. He'll send us some of his music that we can actually put on our site, and maybe do a follow up at some point with him about his music career. But again, the book is Leaving Your Life Imprint, and these are guided questions in here about how to write your own story. Mine took me all the way to Germany. I didn't even know there was a Hans Peter Mauck in my family. He was my 6th-time great grandfather, and I went all the way to Germany to see where he left to come to America. So that's how far back I started. You don't have to start that far back, but for me, it gave me a lot more about my story that I would have never known had I not gone there and experienced it myself. So, Leaving Your Life Imprint, it's endorsed by Dave Ramsey, Ken Abraham, Mike Hardwick, and Dr. Tim Clinton with the American Association of Christian Counselors. And this book is changing people's lives, and that's why I do these podcasts. Thank you for your gifts and donations, and for changing people's lives. And God bless you. Thank you for spending time with us this afternoon, and we look forward to new episodes coming up. God bless. Thank you. This is Bradley. He's going to play a tune, and I'll try and sing in here, but I want to show off his talents and ability. Go ahead, Bradley. So turn your eyes upon Jesus. Look full in his wonderful face, and the things of earth will grow strangely dim in the light of his glory and grace. So let's turn your eyes on Jesus. Look full in his wonderful face, and the things of earth will grow strangely dim in the light of his glory and grace. And because he lives, I can face tomorrow. Because he lives, all fear is gone. Because I know he holds my future, and life is worth living just because he lives. Because he lives, I can face tomorrow. Because he lives, all fear is gone. Because I know he holds the future, and life is worth living just because he lives. And life is worth the living Rainwater. God bless you, buddy. Thanks for sharing with us.
Thank you.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching the show. If you guys have any questions or if you would like to donate and receive the book, please head on over to kennymuck.org/show. Here you can ask us any questions that you might have as well as make a donation. Thank you so much for watching.